What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We've got a great video for you guys today. We're going to go over the 20 biggest mistakes that drivers make while driving Uber and Lyft. Before we jump in, we wanted to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Solo. Solo is an amazing app, probably the best on the market for rideshare drivers. It gets you guaranteed earnings, it handles all your tracking, and that is just the beginning of the immense amount of features that come with it. They say the average solo driver makes at least an additional $5K a year, and that's well worth checking out in my opinion. You can get $15 just for signing up using our link below, so check it out. Let's dive in. The biggest mistake drivers make is not tracking their expenses. Whether you hate the system and just don't believe in paying taxes or what, I don't know, but you should track every dime you spend. You are an independent contractor. You are basically a business owner in this vehicle that you drive. Number 2 is giving out account info over the phone. I can't believe some of you fall for this, but my God, the amount of you that do, it is just shocking to me. Uber and Lyft will never call you asking for account info over the phone. There might be a plethora of reasons that a scammer does, but you should never, ever, ever give out account info over the phone. The third biggest one is not having a dash cam. This is beyond just for safety reasons. A lot of people will try to scam you, and if you have audio and video proof of them saying anything, you just need that sense of security and that peace of mind. Get a dash cam, and for the love of God, write it off. Number 4 is not talking. In a lot of cases, not talking is the right thing to do, but in most cases, not offering any type of conversation is going to lead to you not getting tips, and tips are what will make or break this experience of rideshare driving for you. So for the love of God, develop some social skills. It's not that hard. Just ask them how their day is going. And if they respond with a one-word response, then guess what? They probably don't want to talk. Alrighty, the next mistake is not using both apps. The amount of drivers that swear by just using one app. I know some of you guys think Uber is insanely corrupt and you only use Lyft. Let me give you a little PSA. They're both kind of screwy in their own ways. You're on here to make money. You're not on here to change the world. And this isn't a company where you're going to get promoted through the ranks and one day get to change everything up. Go and make your money, make more money. And you do that by using both apps and maximizing the amount of rides you can give in every single hour. The next biggest mistake you can make is taking additional passengers. Look, so many people have done this. It's usually a group of college girls. There's like 6 or 7 of them. And they're like, no, we're skinny. We can just cram in, right? It's okay. We couldn't afford Uber XL. We're only, 19. No. Then don't go out if you can't afford Uber XL. It is illegal, and if a cop sees that, it's going to compromise everything you're doing. Do not give more than the legal amount of people a ride. The next biggest mistake is not stretching, not working out, not having some type of physical regimen. There are a lot of drivers that develop blood clots in their legs. You need to be doing something physical in your day-to-day life. At least work out 3 to 4 times a week. Go for a long walk, go for a run, hop on the treadmill, do something to get those stiff legs moving, because if you're just sitting here all day, every day, especially if you're a full-time driver, especially if you're eating bad on the road, you're going to develop some health problems. I guarantee it. Take it seriously, because if something happens and you can't drive at all, now you're completely out of work. Don't just wait for that day to come. Get ahead of it. All right, next on our list is taking fake location rides. Now, what I mean by that is this is a notorious scam. It can operate in a few ways, but the gist of it is you'll pick someone up and they'll say, oh, there was a mistake. It was actually supposed to be here. Or, there's a lot of ways they can phrase it, but essentially they go back, they say that they report that the driver made a mistake. And the easiest way to avoid this, guys, and to make sure you get your money for every ride you give, is just always drop people off where they put it in the app. If you do feel like taking a risk, take that risk when you have a dash cam if you feel like that person's being genuine, but you need to know that you can send some video in and say, hey, here's them telling me this is why I did this. But regardless, you still should just always take people where the destination is. Next on the list is the tips for cash. So a lot of times passengers will say things like, hey, are you cool if I by chance tip you extra on the app and you just give me cash for the tips? I'm going out and, I just need some cash for the cover charge. They might have some BS excuse like that. Guess what happens? They get out, they don't tip you. So don't ever do anything like that. People might seem genuine. You might have had a phenomenal conversation about life and spirituality, but they're probably full of it. Next biggest mistake you can make is driving 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. These are the most dead hours pretty much anywhere. Everyone's at work or school. This is not a good time to drive. Don't make that mistake. Next on the list is eating fast food every day while you're out there. You'll probably die. That's why you shouldn't do that. Take your health somewhat seriously. You're not living the lifestyle of a professional athlete where you're working out a lot. You're in a car all day, every day. Don't also eat junk food. This kind of goes along with getting the workout in. Take your health seriously because a lot of ailments and things do fall upon Uber and Lyft drivers because they don't do these things. Next is not utilizing third-party apps like Solo, like Play Octopus, like Get Upside. The list goes on and on and on. These apps all do one thing. They help you make more money. Why are you driving Uber and Lyft? Oh, I enjoy the intellectual banter with my passengers. No, you're here to make more money. Use the third-party apps. We have a plethora of them linked in the description below that I have used, every single one of them. They all work. They're all solid. They all will make you more money. Not having music. Listen, you might love true crime, your podcast, whatever it is. People are weird. And even though it might not be that big of a deal, they might find it creepy that you're listening to true crime. Put some tunes on. Nothing crazy vulgar. Try to pick music that is somewhat soothing or satisfying for everyone. If you're not sure what someone would like, the best thing to do is ask. Or play Coldplay. Alrighty, not having amenities. It's very simple to offer some snacks, some mints, some gum, some cologne, some aspirin, some puke bags, all stuff that's relatively cheap, all that you can write off, all that shows you're going the extra mile, all that will probably get you extra tips. Do these things, people will be thankful. In actuality, it really doesn't cost you anything. Next on the list is speeding. Now, I put this on here because it's very easy to not realize that you're speeding. If you've been driving for 6 hours already, you have a good conversation with someone, you might not realize you're going 10 over. They might very well realize it. Drive safe as you can. Use cruise control when you can. Next on the list is smelling like crap. Please be conscious of how you smell. I've taken so many Uber rides myself where the drivers just stunk. And it's just gross. Wear deodorant. I don't care if you're some hippie and, you don't believe in deodorant, or maybe it's putting harmful metals in your body, or I don't know, I've seen crazy articles about that. That can't be your concern right now. You have to smell good. Wear cologne, wear deodorant, have air fresheners. Just don't smell, please. Don't smell. Driving full time, to me, in today's day and age, this is a mistake. You really can't make enough money when you're talking about the wear and tear in your vehicle and the cost of gas. Even with all the write-offs in the world, the best way to use Uber and Lyft is to drive it 20 to 30 hours a week max. Full-time in certain markets might make sense, but odds are in most markets it really does not. Number 18 on the list is talking on the phone. That is so cringy to me. I get so mad if I take a ride and a driver's talking on the phone, and I will give them a 1-star ride. If it's an emergency call, or if it's something that you just have to take, let them know, hey, I'm so sorry. I normally never do this, but I really need to take this call. I'll make it as quick as possible. And again, I really apologize. They're going to be cool about it. But don't be chatting with your homeboy about last night's game. It's annoying. It's just the worst thing you can do. Number 19 on the list is not cleaning your car. Again, another thing I hate is getting in a car and there's trash on the floor. I don't care if it's one wrapper. After every ride I give, I'm looking to make sure there's not a bunch of junk in the seat. They didn't, drag their muddy boots on the floor. I want to have a good experience, and I demand the same thing when I'm a passenger. Clean your car, make it smell good. It's really not that hard. Car wash memberships are cheap, and on top of that, guess what you can do? Write it off. And the last on my list is vaping in the car. I don't need to get a huge whiff of your massive vape that's like pineapple bubblegum or whatever it is. It's cringy, it's tacky, it's just ridiculous. It's one thing if they ask if they can vape in the car and you do as well, and you're like, cool, do you mind if I hit mine too? Great, then you guys can have your little vape fest. But to just do that and not ask, or really just to do that if someone doesn't vape, that's really bad. And here's the other reason. When you vape continuously, it builds up this nasty little film on your windshield that eventually you will have to use a crazy vinegar concoction to get off. It's on the inside of it too, not the outside, because you vape in your car. So imagine how difficult that will be to clean. I've got a buddy that vaped a lot, and he couldn't figure out why he couldn't get his windshield clean. He did some Googling. Turns out it was all the vape juice getting stuck on there, and he said it was the biggest pain in the you-know-what to clean. So there's our 20 biggest mistakes you can make as a driver, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out Solo, linked in the description below, but you should only check it out if you're actually serious about making money with Uber and Lyft. Thank you guys again. Go crush it out there this week, and I will talk to you guys soon.